Hi there, Internet Associate. It's Anthony, and I'm here again with my good friend,
Kyland.
and we're about to watch another episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, this is season 3, episode 12, and the title is Helpless. So, Kyland, I always ask this famous question. Based off the title of the episode, do you have any ideas or predictions about what we might be about to get into on this one?
The title doesn't really give you much to go off of, so I think it's going to be about probably somebody feeling helpless. I mean, it's usually talking about Buffy in these situations. Not only Buffy, but it usually mainly talks about Buffy and maybe like a few other characters experiencing the same thing that she's experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it'll probably be maybe something Angel related. Maybe she feels alone and caring about Angel because like everybody kind of like is weary of him being back now.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't remember this episode at all, as I really haven't remembered most of these episodes based off their title. But I mean, like, when I hear these titles, I oftentimes try to guess. When I try to guess, I try to think like, okay, what type of way could like a monster be applied to this? Like, could it be some type of like villain or something that like makes people helpless or like unable to like control themselves in some type of way? I don't know. That's, I guess, my sort of kind of prediction or thought process, but I really also have no idea what to expect right now. So then the last episode was pretty cool too. So, and this whole season has been entertaining. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they're about to take us with this one. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 3, Episode 12, Helpless. Whoa. It went from being so calm and serene to a fight scene just like that.
Satisfied?
I'm not sure that's the word.
We don't need
I
Angel
mean
getting satisfied.
Like,
Seriously,
I wasn't trying to.
I don't like where this is
not having
going.
satisfaction.
Now we're actually in a serious fight.
Yeah,
This is no big deal to Buffy though. Oh wait, what's going on? What was that? Just when I was saying this is like no sweat for her.
Let me know if I'm not doing this right.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine a stake to a heart will kill a slayer just as well as it could a vampire.
yeah, probably more painfully.
Right, exactly.
Haven't seen Trick in a while.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wrong?
Oh, very wrong.
Perhaps you shouldn't do that anymore.
Oh snap, Buffy's turning 18. Good news for Angel. I'm just playing.
Buffy? If you want, I could ask somebody to cover for me at the gallery. I mean, if you want me to take you.
No. No, it's not necessary. I was just thinking it might be nice to have a quiet friend.
Is it just me or does she seem kind of sad?
Yeah, I think it's just you. She seemed perfectly fine to me.
Okay, they're playing all this suspenseful music.
5.
Getting very close.
Not just
That was a
cartoon
cool scene, the way the
characters.
music came in and
They
how
do
they
pieces
lit it
from
so
operas and ballets.
dark and shadowy.
Right. If someone were free, they'd take their daughters or their student. Or
Let's
their
see what she's
slayer.
doing.
Buffy, I think we should concentrate now. I look for the floor at its center.
But Giles doesn't. Wait.
What the heck? He's really about to drug her?
That's what all this crystal stuff has been for?
Yo, what the heck? What if that was like a lethal injection?
And now he's just about to act like everything's peachy.
Oh, sorry. Did I zone out on you?
Smiling.
I'm nursing that flu bug.
Either that injection wasn't that bad, or that's not Giles. or Giles is being influenced by something.
What circumstances?
Rebound. Look it up.
Hey,
Whoa, he's getting way too
Well, I
physical.
beg to differ.
Oh my
What's wrong with
gosh.
you? Are you okay?
Cordelia's
What happened
fighting.
to Buffy?
Yeah. Usually she can step in and stop stuff like that. Remember a few episodes ago, those guys were quivering when she just walked up.
And rescued
Yeah,
by
for real.
Cordelia.
But it's been done this way for a dozen centuries. Whenever a slayer turns 18, it's a time-honored rite of passage.
It's an archaic exercise in cruelty.
So basically, she turns 18 and has to go through some type of test.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. This guy was just saying to Giles, and Giles clearly isn't with it. So at least we
Yeah,
know.
because didn't he make the point like, what if she like dies or something?
Yeah,
And then he just looks down.
yeah, which means like obviously that's very likely to happen because the guy didn't say, "Oh, that wouldn't happen." Which I mean, it seems like a pretty messed up thing to do, right? Like I mean, like if you're trying to have a slayer that's protecting the world, why are you purposely trying to put her in a situation where she might die just for the heck of it? It doesn't seem to make
Yeah,
any
that's
sense.
true. Yeah, it doesn't.
But I don't know. But it's like at least we know Giles isn't really with it, and he's just doing it because he has to, I guess.
Yeah.
I noticed earlier
Yeah.
when he did that, you were like, either that's not as bad as it seems, or Giles, or that's not really Giles. So I'm like, so you had so much faith in Giles, you didn't even think for a second Giles had just gone bad or something, or he was just really evil.
Yeah.
I was trying to
And I
hurt
mean,
him.
I guess it was like 50%, right? Him being under the influence of somebody else, you know?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. He is. Yeah, he's acting under his own volition, but it's like he's being told to do this, and I guess since it's his job, he kind of has to. So
Yeah.
So that's what they're putting her in with? Man, this dude is giving him the choo-choo train. They can't even get,
They really like...
like they're really
they all scared.
They got like a 6-foot pole away from him.
It's enough.
Giles. Yes.
I'd hate to live like that guy. Well, that guy or the guy that's locked up.
Yeah, I was like, it's just a matter of time before he breaks out.
Can't reach it.
Oh,
No,
it's
he's
just a
trying-
trick.
oh, yeah.
Open your eyes.
That guy looked like a demented version of Angel Slick to me. he kind of looked like Angel.
Why would you like me?
Y'all need to chill with all this
Saw you
liking
before you
stuff.
came, For you, for everyone to see. And I worried that it would be bruised or torn. More than anything in my life, I wanted to keep it safe. To warm it with my own.
That's one of those things, if you take it literally, it's just sick if you think about it. I could see your heart and I wanted to warm it with my
Or
own.
taken literally, incredibly gross.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just thinking that too.
Maybe I'll subconsciously remember them saying that, but I was like, that was disgusting. This was so irresponsible of them to bring this thing here. Oh dang it! These dudes are catcalling her a mess.
Hey,
And she
sweet
can't
girl.
even do anything.
How much for a lap dance for me and my buddy?
I wonder if Buffy usually gets catcalled and just turns around and
Fine.
flips them over. They're really treating this like your standard horror movie now.
Yeah, for real.
And it is so weird seeing Buffy so helpless like that, though, isn't it? Like seeing her not be able to
Yeah,
fight back.
it is pretty weird.
That was jarring to look at. Like,
When I hit him, it felt
Hopefully
like my
Giles
arm
is going to
was broken
explain
and
this and
twisted.
help her out.
You bastard.
ooh,
All this time you saw what it was doing to me. All this time and you didn't say a word.
oh my gosh, Cordelia.
Giles. He hangs out here a lot.
Cordelia, could you please drive me home?
Of course.
I like how you can see that Cordelia's face kind of shifted to realize things were more serious. And she was
Yeah.
like, of course. Oh my gosh.
That is the most twisted thing.
Can we pause?
That's the most twisted thing to do. As like, why would she pretend? Why would he pretend like? like he was Buffy.
Yeah, that was just weird. Like, I don't know what he was trying to do with that. I guess he just wanted to have a big reveal and be cool. You know how villains like to ride in style and be all, flashy with how they reveal themselves to people.
Yeah.
I never got it. If I was a villain, I'd just walk up, boom, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. But the ego gets in the way. That's the problem with villains of this generation, man. We live in a society, where villains act like this. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this whole thing with Buffy and Giles? Like, do you understand where Giles is coming from, or do you just think he's completely in the wrong?
I kind of see both sides, because like with Giles, it's like he didn't really have a choice. Like, he probably would have lost his job had he not did what he was told to do. But then with Buffy, I could see like how it feels for her, like her dad just now like bailing on her for the ice show, and then like Giles not really picking up on the fact, that she wanted her to go with him,
Mm-hmm.
and then like to all this on happening around her birthday, like I feel like it just kind of sucks for her,
Yeah, and that's such a great connection to make too. Because that set it up perfectly. First, she was really disappointed that her dad didn't show up, and now Giles is like her father figure in a lot of ways. And she says, "I don't even know you," and she's so disappointed in him. And so
Yeah.
it's like a double whammy of disappointment, on top of, like you said, her losing her powers and just going through all that. But yeah, in terms of Giles, I'm the same way. Like I 100% completely understand Buffy being mad at her. Mad at him. I think Buffy completely has the right to be mad at him. But I also understand why Giles was doing it, since it's his job. I appreciate he was trying to fight against it. And maybe he could have done more to fight against it. I don't know. But I can't completely condemn Giles in this situation, since he was doing, I guess, what he felt like he had to do to keep his job. This dude took a Polaroid picture. Like, oh my god, like, he's doing the most.
But I'm concerned, like, what is Buffy gonna do?
She can barely carry that thing. Yeah, exactly. What is she gonna do?
And when she wakes up, your face will be the first thing she eats. I have a problem with mothers. I'm aware of that.
See, this is why I feel for Joyce, and like when because being a Slayer's mom is also a really hard thing. Look at the type of situations that she ends up in now. I can understand her not liking the fact that Buffy's a Slayer.
Play about 10 minutes ago.
Why?
I don't know. I returned there just as she entered. Giles, we've no business.
This is not business.
He said, "This is not business. Like, this is a girl's life we're talking about."
Seriously.
See, at the end of the day, Giles knows what's right, and he had enough with them Watcher Council rules. She needs to set something on fire with that fire over there and put that on him. The power of Christ compels you.
Oh no, just a little lower.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Oh yes.
He's a masochist.
That's really weird. I've never seen a vampire into that kind of thing.
It's funny how some vampires are like always in vamp face. I guess the good looking ones decide they're gonna show their regular face off more. How much time did that take? What's happening? Migraine?
Oh yeah, he's gotta take his pills.
Oh yeah. Thank goodness. Yeah, that's right. Have your little aneurysm. I love how he got a little glass of water over there too. That he always needs to take him with. Like.
What have you?
My pills?
Holy water. Yeah, what now, man? I thought you liked this stuff. That's crazy. That's so cool. Like, it took him from the inside. He had holy water inside of him.
Dang, that's crazy.
That's a deep gash.
Congratulations, you passed. You're fired.
Oh my gosh.
On what grounds?
It would be best if you had no further contact with the Slayer.
Dang.
Bite me.
Yes. Well, colorful girl.
Come on, dude. There was like a million different vampire puns you could have said right there. This guy is so... He doesn't even have any wit at all. Dang. Giles still cares for her.
A big, strong man. Oh, well, get it out of there.
That was a funny ending. What'd you think of the episode?
It was pretty good. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was pretty interesting to see. Like you said, they set up the whole like Buffy like feeling betrayed by Giles with the whole dad not showing up thing. I think it kind of showed up because we always see Buffy's physical strength, but we don't really always get to see her see how her strategize. And I guess maybe it was that the whole point of the test, to see how she would fare without her power,
Yeah, that I'm pretty sure that was 100% the point of the test, to see her, how even without her power, if she could use her mental wit and strength and all that type of stuff to be cunning and figure something out.
Yeah, and she really did. I didn't see that coming with the holy water, and it wasn't like because sometimes with Buffy I feel like they in battles they kind of just give it to Buffy, but I feel like she really did earn that win. It was a pretty clever way of getting him to defeating him, and then the whole big twist with Giles getting fired at the end, and it kind of sucks because he had to basically lie to Buffy, and then he finally comes through to Buffy and tells her what's going on, and then she's mad at him still, and then at the end of the day he still gets fired. You know what I'm saying? The council was mad at him, and then Buffy was also mad at him. And it's just he can't really win anywhere.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
you could argue. I was gonna say, you could argue that she probably wouldn't have won if Giles didn't say that to her, because how would she? She probably would have. She maybe would have gone to the. But she probably would have gotten caught eventually. She would have got caught in the first act, or not first, but the second act if Giles didn't pull up and save her,
You could also argue that she wouldn't have been in that situation at all from the beginning if Giles had just not gone along with the test from the start.
But then Giles would have just got fired.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying I agree with that. I was just saying I was playing devil's advocate. But I definitely think, obviously at the end of the day, Giles got fired. So it's it's easy to be oh, well, he should have just not done that from the start. He should have just told them no. But I totally understand Giles at first, being okay, well, this is tradition. This is how it's always gone. I don't like it, but I guess I'll go along with it. But then it's once he saw definitely this is not going how it's supposed to go, and these people really don't know what they're doing, he was like, that's it. I've had enough with these Watcher Council rules, and you know what? I'm going off, not off the grid, but I'm going out of bounds in a way. I'm telling her about the test. I'm invalidating it, all that. Little did he know, not only was she going to end up taking the test anyway, essentially, but that was also going to lead to him. Well, he probably thought that would lead to him getting fired, but still. So, I appreciate Giles at the end of the day for everything he did in this episode, even if at first it could be said that, he was going along with something that he shouldn't have been. I still appreciate him, and he lost his job over it. So, I respect Giles for what he does and for caring so much about Buffy. But, yeah, overall, I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a very interesting concept because, like you mentioned and like we've talked about so many times on this show, there have been some times where it felt not that Buffy got out of things easily, but we'll see, them planning and strategizing the whole episode and everything. And so I guess they figure that's where they're going to put all of the writers figure that's where all the, kind of the mental side of things is. But then oftentimes it might get to the end, and not oftentimes, but sometimes it gets to the end and it ends up just being Buffy just brute force just beating something, with the snake, or when she just jumped down in the hole and just beat that thing or whatever. And so, yeah, you could say that before that, her and Giles and Willow and Xander and Cordelia were doing all that planning in the library. But sometimes it does kind of feel like it just comes down to that. And you're like, yeah, it feels like a cop-out. So it was cool to see them take it in that direction of forcing Buffy to have to think about something like that. Still, though, I think in terms of the practicality and morality of it, just within this world, it's stupid. You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, what's the point of doing that? I mean, like, why not just not do that and continue to have a Slayer for sure that is going to continue to be successful until they just die in a random battle?
Because, like, I don't see, because basically this dude was just going to straight up kill her.
Yeah.
Like, and, like, I'm just thinking, like, obviously the other Slayers didn't have their Watcher to tell them. I mean, unless it was a similar situation to this one where the Watcher cared a lot and did tell him. But like, what happened to those Slayers that literally lost their powers and then just basically couldn't keep up mentally with the vampire? Like, did they just die and that's it, and they had to replace her?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, you know, I think they're used to going through these Slayers. Like, it seems like the Watcher Council just seems these Slayers as like machines to do their bidding, you know? Like, that's what Giles was saying. He said, you're not fighting a war, you're waging one, and she's fighting it. And they're used to these Slayers dying in like 15, 16, 17 years old or whatever. So when they get to 18, that might be a rare thing. Like, so they put them through this unnecessary test to, I don't know, it's like they want to keep them young for some reason, because if they're just putting them through random tests like that. So, yeah, it just seems overall like it makes no sense, but... You know, and you mentioned how if other Slayers went through this and they didn't have somebody that cared as much about Giles in their corner, that they probably might have just died. It really makes you wonder how much of an anomaly is Giles. You know what I mean? Like, because since this is all we know, we just know a Slayer Watcher relationship being like Buffy and Giles. But I wonder if in most cases it's more cold and distant, and the Watcher just really doesn't care about the Slayer.
But I guess we'll see, because I mean they're probably gonna they'll have a new Watcher by the next episode, so I guess we'll see how that goes. Unless there's something that Giles can do to make sure he gets his job back.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you have any predictions on that front, like what a new Watcher might be like, or how Giles could get his job back?
I think a new Watcher will be pretty, like you said, cold and distant, and probably just business and by the book. You know, I don't think it'll be as much of a rapport, like a good like that funny banter that Giles and Buffy seem to have. I don't think it'll be like that. I feel like there will definitely be some scenes where Buffy like tries to like make fun or like has like the same kind of wit that she does with Giles, and that won't be received by the new Watcher.
Mm-hmm.
I could easily see that being like a scene.
Yeah.
And then I think for Giles to get his job back, he has to do something really, 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 really big for the council to be like, yeah, you deserve to get your job back, you know?
Right, yeah. I agree. That'll be interesting to see. Because Giles and Buffy is definitely possibly a one-of-a-kind sort of relationship. And, yeah. I feel like Giles is one of the characters in this show that we've had just the least to ever be mad at about. You know what I mean? It seems like most of the other characters every now and then do something where you're like, come on, why are you doing this? But it's like Giles, you're just like, yeah. I mean, he's like always kind of about his business and all his stuff. And you're like, I respect him. I respect how he does things. One thing I wanted to kind of start doing was looking at some of these extra facts and trivia and stuff that don't spoil anything. So I was just going to read some of them. It says, according to commentary from Fury, the original idea... Fury, I think, is David Fury. I think he's the person that wrote this episode. So, according to commentary by Fury, the original idea for this episode included Buffy being drugged by the council and hallucinating, imagining her friends and family as vampires. However, this was abandoned as it was too close to the premise of The Wish. Ah, yeah, also Christine Sutherland couldn't stand the vampire makeup. Ah, yeah, that would have been really close to The Wish, huh? Like her imagining them as vampires.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Because Xander and Willow were vampires in the Wish episode.
Mm-hmm. And that's interesting that also just the fact that Christine Sutherland didn't want to wear the makeup also helped them decide not to do that. I wonder if that was the only factor, if they would have still not did it. Or if they would have been like, no, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Angel gives Buffy the book Sonnets from the Portuguese, a collection of 44 love sonnets written by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Wow, yeah. See, that's just sappy, man. You can't be doing that, Angel. You know what's gonna happen if you and Buffy hook up again. Like, you
Get back together.
really,
Seriously.
Why are they playing around like this, man? Like, talking about, will you still like me if I don't have my powers? Like, no, he cannot like you at all. It's like, but are you satisfied? Like, yeah, Angel and Buffy, man, I can't get over that. They're playing a dangerous game, it seems like. Oh, here's something interesting. There's a fairly overt connection to the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Kralik hides in Buffy's hooded.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was gonna say something, but I was like, I don't know, because I was like, she looks exactly like Little Red Riding Hood with her Red Riding Hood, with the little hood she had on.
Mm-hmm. And they say there's also lines which are reminiscent of the story. Why did you come to the dark of the woods to bring all these sweets to grandmother's house? If you stray from the path, you will lose your way. Yeah, that's interesting. And you know why else that seems interesting is because just last episode they had, gingerbread with Hansel and Gretel and everything.
Yeah.
So I wonder, has that kind of been like a theme this season, or is it going to be more of a theme this season, taking like kind of, stories like those and basing, or at least kind of like making the episodes kind of allude to them in some ways? Because if you think about it, in season 1 and 2, they did that a lot with just like, the type of monsters they did. Well, I guess that's going to be it for this episode. I enjoyed it. I think, Kylan, it sounds like you kind of enjoyed it. Like you said, you didn't love it, but you liked it. In fact, I think I meant to ask you, like, why do you say you didn't love it? Were there any negatives to this episode for you?
I like Cordelia, but I don't know. It just kind of felt unnecessary for her to be here. I mean, I guess to show that Buffy had lost her power during the interaction where she was having with the dude that she stood up. But aside from that, I wish that would have just been her only entrance, or like her only appearance in the show.
So you didn't like the scene
episode
where Buffy asked her to drive her home and she was like, "Of course," and all that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I don't know. I don't like that Giles got fired, but I don't think it made the episode bad. I just wish that he wouldn't have,
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, like they always kind of keep us on our toes. So like, I mean, I guess I understand why they did that, to spice things up.
Mm-hmm. It'll definitely make for,
and to offer us a new perspective going forward.
For sure, definitely.
And it's kind of like, I guess you kind of like take Giles for granted, him always being the Watcher and all.
Mm-hmm.
They're always like, oh yeah, he'll always be there, but like now he's not.
Yeah. Well, like they said, he'll still be the librarian for whatever reason. So I guess he's not completely gone, but yeah.
I guess he can actually focus on doing his job.
Right, exactly. Like, and not looking at all of his witchcraft type of books, and instead actually help people check out like Catcher in the Rye or something. I don't know. But
seriously.
Well, all right then. That's going to be it for this episode. This was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 3, Episode 12, Helpless. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about it. Like the video if you liked it. And subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, I'm Anthony. And that is
Kylan.
And we'll see you all later.